healing is a matter of time, but sometimes also a matter of opportunity.
Healing has actually been a tryst with destiny for me. My wife was detected with cancer in 2013. The cancer relapsed again. And at that time, she was in a lot of pain. And because of that pain, she was on pain medication twice a day. Now, one fine day, my sister just calls her up and says, Bhabhi, आपको जो pain हो रहा है आज कैसा है? One morning. And she says, आज pain नहीं है. So she said, okay, stop your medication for pain, the morning medication. And then the morning medication was stopped. Again, she called up in the evening and she asked, how's the pain? So she said, I'm not in any pain. So again, the evening medication was stopped. And that's how her medicine was completely stopped. Now, taking it forward, we went for radiation. And after her radiation was done, the doctor would ask her that, are you in pain? And she said, no, I'm not in pain. I'm just in a little discomfort. The doctor refused to agree with that. So I was sitting here, my wife was sitting in the center, and my sister was sitting on the other side. And I was looking at my wife, and I just see a smile coming up on my sister's face. So I knew something was up. As soon as we sat in the car, I asked her, why were you smiling? So she said, Bhaiya, I've been getting Reiki done for Bhavi, and I've been doing Reiki also for her. And at that moment, something just clicked in my mind. I said, my God, this is something, I mean, truly unbelievable, unimaginable, that just with this, the pain had completely disappeared, and the doctor was not willing to agree that she was not in pain. Once the radiation was done, I asked my wife that please go ahead and learn Reiki. She agreed, I agreed, and then she went ahead and she learned Reiki. She came back and she would practice on us, coming back from work, feeling a little tired, feeling a little exhausted, and that Reiki would really help loosen you up, feel you calm, feel you refreshed. So that's where my first interaction with healing actually happened.
In simple terms, I would just like to ask you, what do you mean by healing? How is it different from therapy or medicine?
For me, healing is actually bringing yourself into a state of homeostasis, which is bringing yourself in alignment with your energies, aligning with the energies of the universe. As we move forward in life, Anita, there are a lot of baggage that we keep collecting. There are layers and layers and layers that we keep collecting, and we keep accumulating them. We don't allow those to get dissipated. We actually help those layers to dissipate and start creating a situation of alignment with your original energies and with the energies of the universe. So, say for example, I were to call you, if I don't dial your number and I dial somebody else's number, I will never be able to connect with you.
Correct, right.
Right? So
Very
similarly, if I want healing to be done, and our bodies have this innate ability to heal, we are actually the ones that are stopping the healing from happening.
right, right,
So if I have to dial the number of the universe, I have to align myself to the frequency of the universe.
right. I
And
think
that's
that
what.
is what you call emotional block in your
Yes,
terms.
there are a lot of emotional blocks which keep coming up. So you asked me, how is healing different from medicines or from therapy? I always tell each and every client of mine, if you're on medication, do not stop anything. Medicines are very, very important. Science is taking things forward. We need to understand. But what we also need to understand is that most of the time, medicines give us symptomatic relief. They don't work at the deeper cause. Whereas with healing, we are actually working at the deeper cause. If
Right.
I may just give you as an example, let's say if you were traveling, you locked your house for 2 years with no staff, nothing, and you were traveling, and then you come back after 2 years and you open your house, what would you see in your house?
All clutter.
There'll be dust, there'll be cobwebs, there'll be spiders, there may be lizards, there may be other insects, right? Now the question is, can you clean it yourself? Yes, you can, but it may take a long time. But if you bring in an expert like an urban clap, you call urban clap, they'll come up with all their equipment
And
and they'll
clean.
probably help you clean it in hours.
Exactly.
So the way I jokingly tell my clients this is, I am the urban clap for your subconscious mind. I help
Yes.
clean it out completely. So whatever clutter you have accumulated, I help clean that out. Now the difference
So,
between healing and therapy is that in healing, I am doing all the work for you. But in therapy, a consultant will come and he'll tell you, okay, you need to use the vacuum cleaner on the carpet 20 times. So he'll guide you how to do that. So that's the
right.
difference between therapy versus healing. So here everything is done for you at your own convenience. You're sitting in your own home and you're just receiving the energies.
Yes, yes, very true. So today we have a healer in our on our podcast. We have got a golden opportunity to bring in a deeper dimensions to parenting. My basic idea is to attract parents and to give them a little bit of healing. So now, especially with the teenagers, why am I focusing on teenagers? Because it's a very sensitive stage of life. We cannot take it for granted. The teenagers are very vulnerable. In a flash of second, they can change their moods. It is very hard for the parents, and especially in these modern times, it is becoming a challenge for the parents, especially when the parents themselves are unhealed. It becomes more tough. Journey becomes more challenging for them. I, as a parenting coach, question for you in behalf on behalf of the audience, that why do you think that parenting a teenager often triggers deep emotional stress, especially in mother and fathers?
I'll explain first relationships and then I'll come to teenagers. Any relationship that you are in, Anita, that is actually a reflection. Let's say, as a spouse, as a colleague, if there's something that is triggering you, anything that's triggering you is actually a reflection. The mirror is showing you something which is unhealed inside you. And it's the universe's way of explaining to you that, okay, you need to work on this, you need to heal this, you need to get out of that situation. The closer the relationship, the more difficult it is to actually look into the mirror and accept that this is happening. And no relationship is closer than that of a parent and a child. They are parts of you. You've seen them
Yes.
grow 13, 14, 16, 18, 19, wherever they are in that age. In
Right.
fact, even today, I see that, the concern that my mom and my dad have for me,
Till
they
date.
don't have for anybody else.
No.
For them, I'm still their small child. So what
Yes.
happens is that when there are unhealed parts in us and there are stuff that is not resolved in us, that is what causes these triggers to happen. And then there is an expectation that the parents have from the child. The child also has
Utmost.
certain expectations,
This is the utmost, which
and
is
that's the
creating.
clashes start happening.
Yes, there the tussle starts. Right, very true. This is a very strong point you have come up. The expectations the parents are having, I think they are huge for a child. They may be okay for the parents, but for the child to take it and accept it and work upon it is not that easy because he is still a child. He's not matured enough to understand the bigger things of life. So we have got to tread on this path of parenting with a soft feet.
Absolutely.
We have to move very, very carefully. And it's
100.
not that your teenager is your enemy or he's not listening to you. Nothing like that. But the thing is the moment which we catch hold. And I think you are the best person to guide the parents. And coming up with the one more question, what role unhealed childhood wounds play, how parent react to the children? You have really come up with this very appropriate point that it is the unhealed part of the parent who
Right.
is troubling the child. Child is pure as ever. He doesn't have any kind of malice in his mind. But that is there with the parents. They don't create a space for the child. What do you think? What do you have to say about the space?
So I would say that most parents, I mean, there could be some exceptions, but I think I may not be wrong in saying that all parents have the best interest of their child in their mind
Yes.
whenever they are doing anything for them.
Obviously.
Right or
Obviously.
wrong, perceptions can be different. And I've been guilty of it. I mean, as a parent, I have myself been guilty of
Yeah.
all the issues that come up. And
Because
we have to
parents are
understand,
never perfect.
we
Parents are
never
never
perfect,
perfect, right? We
never
have to
perfect.
agree to that.
Correct. So what
Hmm.
I always tell whenever a client of mine comes for healing for their children, I always say that we have to work not just with the child, but also with you.
Yes.
Because however well meaning a parent would be, we parents are like round holes and the child is like a square peg.
Correct.
हम उसको
Correct.
ठोक ठोक के हम उस राउंड होल में फिट करते हैं. Now that round hole is our own conditioning.
Yes.
That's how we view life as. That's how we think that's the best situation.
Hmm.
And because something has worked for us, we want to mold the child in a similar manner to say that, okay, if this has worked for me, then you also
Yes.
do this because this will work for you.
This will
So
work.
that's hammering. Going back to what I initially said, that there is a lot of conditioning that keeps happening layer after layer after layer. There's
True.
also chiseling which is happening, which may not be in the best interest of the child.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
child has his own identity. We
Right.
have to to understand and learn to live with it. This is what my child is. I have to accept the child exactly as the child is. I can't say that, okay, this is an orange, but I want it to be a banana
Yes.
because I like banana. And
Right.
believe me, most of us parents, including me, I'm guilty of doing that.
Yes.
Even till today, there are
Right.
certain times where I create those triggers in my children.
Right.
But the only difference is that I realize them much faster, so I work towards eliminating them.
Yes. Now, here, one question connecting to this, I will just ask that how a parent's energy or emotional state can affect a child. Could you give me a little bit of help with the help of some example?
किशमिश देखी है आपने?
Right.
एक
Right.
किशमिश को अगर एक ग्लास पानी में डालेंगे तो क्या होएगा?
It is swell up.
That kishmish is your child.
Yes.
The pani is the environment at home, the relationship that you have with your child,
Correct.
the relationship that you have amongst yourself as spouses, the
Very true.
relationship that you have with other people. It could be your friends, it could be your family, it could be anybody
Absolutely.
else. Your
Absolutely.
staff, for that matter, the domestic help that you have, any and every person. तो एक sponge को अगर आप पानी पे रखेंगे, it'll just completely absorb that entire water. And even when you do this, some element of that water remains in that sponge. So that's exactly how the environment is affecting the child.
Very true.
Unhealed parts of the child of the parents. This is what how it is affecting the children,
An
and we have
impact.
to be aware of it.
Right.
फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट थिंग इज अवेयरनेस इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग. अगर हम अवेयर नहीं है, अगर हमें क्लैरिटी नहीं है कि होना क्या है, कैसे होना है, क्या हो
Right.
रहा है, हम क्या कर रहे हैं, टिल वी
So,
डोंट नॉट अवेयर
yes.
इट विल नॉट वर्क.
You have given a wonderful example. I think the parents can resonate with it very clearly and with a understanding. Your example was hit the nail. Somebody is not healed during his childhood and he's got some wounds, childhood wounds. If he wants to begin his journey towards healing, how would, in order to create a peaceful relationship at home, how can he do that?
So I think the first and foremost thing is that a parent has to understand where is this coming from, right?
Okay.
So I call it the ABCD of parenting. A is a lot of abandonment which the parent has seen in his childhood
Right.
or
Hmm.
in his relationships, in
Right.
his or her relationship. When I say
Right.
in his
Anything.
relationship,
Ha.
it could be both either the father or the mother. I'm being
Either.
gender neutral over here,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
Life creates a lot of blocks in our system. So those blocks become like pattern and they start keep repeating again and again and again.
Mm.
Childhood related either traumas or patterns which are coming up. And then there's a lot of disillusionment which comes up because what happens is parents have gone through their own issues. When they see that their child is going through a similar challenge, all these things start coming up. They are actually very well meaning, but till they don't heal their own selves and get that situation out of themselves, they will not be able to overcome the problem and they will keep transmitting the trauma from one generation to another, to another, to another. So they have to decide whether it is time to create a full stop to those traumas. I'll just give you an example. There was a child whose father used to beat him. When he became a teenager, muscular and all of that, and then when the father would raise his hand, so one day he caught his father's hand and he says, "Why have you been hitting me all through? What have I really done to deserve this?" So the father said कि मेरे पिताजी ने भी मुझे ऐसे मारा था, उनके पिताजी ने भी उनको ऐसे मारा था और उनके पिताजी ने भी उनको ऐसे मारा था. तो
Oh
बच्चे
my God.
खानदानी गुंडागर्दी कब तक चलती रहेगी?
It is true fun.
So you
It's
have
a
to bring a stop to it.
right. It's an irony also in a field of parenting. I would
Correct.
just jot it down like that. Right. It is a good example which you have given that parents should put a stop into their own actions and should go into a little bit of insight to their
Correct.
own behavior, to their parents' behavior, and compare everything, analyze things according to your child's environment and according to the child's growth. It is both ways. It is not that child will not remain a kid. He will grow up into a preteen, then a teenager, then he'll become an adult. So it's
Correct.
the 3 to 4 different stages of a child which the parent has got to observe. Though the
Absolutely.
child doesn't realize this, these stages are right in front of the parent's eyes.
Absolutely. So if you see Anita, what happens is when we criticize our child, and
Mm.
all of us have done that, right? As
Right,
parents, again,
everybody.
It could be an environment which has created that. It could be work stress. It could be anything.
Anything, right.
But what we don't understand is that when we are criticizing the child, that actually starts becoming his inner voice.
Right, absolutely.
The child always looks up to his parents
Hmm.
or
Correct.
her parents, right? If that inner voice is not correct, if that inner voice is going to be that of self doubt, which is created by a lot of judgment that parents do on their
Yes.
children. If we show disappointment with them, they start feeling very ashamed, and then that shame carries on till much longer in that life. So it's like
Yes.
a cycle, and then that's a pattern. The parents criticize, so there is an inner voice which has started. Now the teachers have started criticizing, so that's
Inner
created
voice.
another layer. Now the
Hmm.
friends are criticizing, so that's another layer. And when they go out to work, there is the bosses, the colleagues, any criticism. And then they
Everybody.
become unstable people.
Correct.
Anxiety comes in, depression comes in. I've worked with so many children, Anita, who have tried to commit suicide or who've had suicidal thoughts. And believe me, one of the major reasons that has actually been parents not understanding the child, undue pressures on the children. When we work
Yes.
with them, we've helped remove all these layers, all this baggage. Let's say if I have a capacity to take 20 kgs of weight and I walk or run. Let's say I
Correct.
put on a backpack with 20 kgs. When I run, I'll be able to run. But if that
Yes.
20 kgs become 25 kgs, it is not proportionally less. It is disproportionately less. So if that 20 becomes 25, say at 20 kgs, I could run 2 kilometers. 25 will probably only be able to run 1 kilometer. At 50
Hmm.
kgs, I may only be able to run a few meters. So
Exactly.
imagine all the judgment, all the criticism, all the anger, all the frustration, everything that's coming on the child. Physically, we are able to understand that. What about here? Same
Right.
baggage which is getting created here.
Right.
And when the
Right.
mind is going to be full, will there ever be space to do something creative, to do something different?
Growth. I think growth will be stunted now. Right.
Absolutely.
No scope
Absolutely.
of growing up.
And
Hmm.
that's why you see a lot of burnout which is happening. You see a
Hmm.
lot of suicidal tendencies that are happening. You see so many cases,
Yeah.
health
Yeah.
related issues that come up at
Right.
a very young age.
Right. Right.
Because it's not just parents right now. At our age, at our time, we didn't have so much of pressure from outside. The peer pressure is very high. Social media has a very big influence.
Very.
However you're feeling inside, you have to keep smiling. You have to keep showing that you are feeling good outside. So all of that peer pressure has become very high today, whether
Yeah.
it's for gadgets, whether it's for brands, whether it's for anything. The peer pressure is super high on the children.
And
And
I
to a
think
great extent, parents are responsible.
this is also the hidden source of stress.
Absolutely. It's a double-edged sword.
Yeah, but
किसी भी तरफ से आपका हाथ कटेगा ही. You're going to hurt yourself.
correct,
You
absolutely
have to
right.
put a sheath on the sword so that it doesn't hurt you and be able to
So
take
that
it when it's needed.
yes, 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 very true. We, as parents, as guardians, and nears and dears of the teenagers, are creating an environment for the child. No external environment can impact. If, in case, like you are saying, that social media is playing its role, but there are parents also at home. They can, instead of doubling it up, they can help, they can guide, they can become the children's guide also, instead of remaining a parent. And me being a coach of parents who are dealing with teenagers, what I usually keep on saying, that though you are still a parent, be a little bit friendly side also,
Absolutely. Very
because
essential
your
today.
yes, because your child is no more a kid now. He's not a child that you got to dictate things. He has got his own heart, he's got his own mind now. He's becoming a different personality on the whole, and he's no more your child, he's of the society also. He's getting prepared for the future life of his. It's his own preparation to
100%.
face the world. So he's preparing on his own terms. So let us not confuse his journey. Instead, help him with our support. Why he has to heal later on. Let us not give him wounds at this time only. This is, I think, the better concept for a child and for a
Absolutely.
parent also. So with
Absolutely.
that, I've got a lovely quote here, that recovering is a return, but healing is a rebirth. So,
Absolutely.
so what is easy? Is recovering easy or healing easy?
Healing is
I
easy.
Yes, healing is a completely rebirth of a person, and
Absolutely.
it's better that the parents at this moment, when the child is a teenager, let's not give him wounds so that he needs to be healed in future.
The
No.
important point over here is that only when the parent is aware and is
Yes.
willing
True.
to accept that I have a challenge. I need to work on that. Whether they work on it on their own self, they take external help. It's
Yes.
very, very important to take help, correct your own energies, because your energies are getting rubbed off to the energies of every person around you. Your child is most sensitive. Children are the biggest sponges. When they see that parents are fighting in the house, they will start getting into a shell because
Wrong
they
energy.
have to protect themselves, and they start feeling that anger is a natural part. So whenever they see an angry situation or fight happening, they're going to pull themselves away,
Yes. They're going to
and then
correlate
that is
also.
going to stay with them through their life.
Yes. Yes. True.
And
True.
that's what they're going to repeat. When something is not happening, the way to deal with that is to get angry.
Now coming over to this point only. If parents are unhealed, let us come to the tools and techniques which you have kept for yourself for the support of your clients. So, are there any simple healing techniques like the parents can practice daily?
So there are some things that I practice on my own, right? So I have a daily system which I use, and there is something that I keep practicing every single day for myself. First is I use essential oils
Mhm.
for grounding myself, creating a sense of calmness and clarity for myself. What I do is I use essential oils on my pulse points.
Right,
So on the wrist, just rub it like
right,
that, on the
right.
side of your neck, on your palms, and then you take a few whiffs in. And this is best done if you're doing it in nature. So your feet are on the ground, all your negative energy is passing out, and you're taking in the fresh positive energy of nature into yourself. Today, most of us are living in concrete jungles, most parents.
Right.
There's hardly a small percentage of people who have the luxury of either having gardens
Grass.
in their home,
Walking
or
on the grass.
walking on the grass, or they have a garden which is walking distance from their homes. So let's start connecting with nature. Let's start using these essential oils, because essential oils are nothing else but extracts from various plants and leaves and all of that.
That is why when you joined the my this call, you were rubbing your hands.
Absolutely.
I wondered what is this. So I got
Absolutely.
the answer. So I got the answer. Right
I use
now.
essential oils very frequently, and if anybody is interested to understand, they can connect with me to understand more, because most of the essential oils which are available in the market are actually not pure, they
Oh,
are highly adulterated. So,
oh,
getting the right essential oils is a very, very important thing.
okay,
So that's
okay.
grounding is one of the things that I regularly use. Another thing is gratitude, being grateful for everything that you have today. हम लोग बहुत कंप्लेन करते हैं, ओ आज मेरा शोल्डर दर्द कर रहा है, आज मेरा हाथ दर्द कर रहा है, आज पैर दर्द कर रहा है। उस व्यक्ति के पास आप जाके पूछो जिसके हाथ नहीं है, जिसके पैर नहीं है, वो आज कुछ भी दे देगा, वो दर्द भी लेने के लिए तैयार होगा, बस उसको वो हाथ और उसको वो पैर मिल जाए। जो हमारे पास है हम उसकी कदर नहीं करते कभी। So
Yes.
just being grateful. I have a gratitude routine which I follow at night. I journal 5 things that I've been grateful for in the day. So I sleep in gratitude. When I wake
Excellent.
up, when I come into my office, I write down one thing that I'm grateful for. I have a jar over there, so I put it in that. And then I
All
also have a rock which is there on my desk. So anytime there is something that is troubling me or creating a problem, when I look at that, it just gives me a reason to be grateful for. I'm grateful that I have the trouble. So many people do not have the trouble. I'm grateful that I wake up in the morning. So when I wake up, I'm grateful to God for giving me this day. How many
very,
people
very
die?
nice. Awesome. Awesome. Really.
That's the technique that I
Yes.
regularly use.
Yes, you have touched the human aspect of our lives. This is, I think, the remaining grounding. You have got to realize this that you are human. And
One
one, to remain human is to have thankfulness, gratitude towards our universe. It's a wonderful concept. Yes.
other thing that I do is I practice Hawaiian technique called Ho'oponopono. I use that very regularly. And
Very
basically, what that does is you need to heal your roots, and your parents are your roots.
correct.
You have to start seeking forgiveness from them for whatever has happened. And even though the parents may have hurt you, immaterial. Healing is not about the other person, healing is all about you.
Very true.
अगर मैं बोलूँ कि मैं मिर्ची खा रहा हूँ और अनीता को के मुंह में झन्नाटा आएगा तो कैसे आएगा? मुझे ही मिर्ची लगेगी ना, आपको थोड़ी लगेगी। मैं 4
Correct.
मिर्ची खाऊँगा तो बस अनीता का मुंह जल जाए।
Correct. Correct.
The anger, all the frustration, all the resentment that I keep inside myself is like eating that chili, waiting for the other person to feel it. It's never going to happen. Forgiveness is just all about yourself and your relationship with yourself and with others. I use this Ho'oponopono technique. It's
Right.
simple four phrases which are there. So you will just close your eyes, put your hand on your heart, right hand on your heart.
Let's start with the audience also. The audience, I request all the audience to be present here and follow what our guest today is telling.
So please
Yes.
close your eyes, take a deep breath in through your nose, and slowly and gently exhale out of your mouth. Feel all the sensations that you're feeling on your palms, all the energies that you're feeling in your chest. It could be tightness, it could be happiness, it could be whatever it is. Just feel those and keep breathing. And now please repeat after me. There are four statements that I'm going to make, and feel every word that you say. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Please forgive me.
Please forgive me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I love you.
I love you.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Please forgive me.
Please forgive me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I love you.
I love you.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Please forgive me.
Please forgive me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I love you.
I love you.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Please forgive me.
Please forgive me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I love you.
I love you.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Please forgive me.
Please forgive me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I love you.
I love you.
Just rub your palms together. Feel the heat in your palms and place them over your eyes, over your entire face. And now, with a gentle smile on your face, open your eyes.
Wonderful. So this
One
was
technique that I
powerful.
use very often. Thank you.
Yes, this was powerful.
So
Very
every
nice.
time you say I'm sorry, speak as if you've just bumped into someone. And how would you say I'm sorry? You will say like that. Please forgive me. If you've done something wrong to somebody, how would you
Mm,
say please forgive me? How would you seek forgiveness? If somebody gives you a gift, how do you say thank you? Feel the same way as you would say thank you. And how do
yes,
you hug your loved one? How do you feel when you hug your child or you hug your partner? Feel that love and
right.
say, I love you, feeling that love.
Beautiful.
And
Beautiful.
this should be done at least 11 times. Today we've done it only 5 times. 11 times is what I would recommend doing this.
It's a recommendation from our guests that all of you are supposed to do this thank you prayer for at least 11 times and see the magic, unveil. And slowly and steadily, you'll see the things changing for you, especially your mindset. It is us we have got to heal first and then worry about others. So, if we are
One,
not healed, how will we heal others? Our family, and especially the audience, especially my audience are parents, mothers, fathers, you all need to heal yourself and then towards your child. Don't just keep on nagging your child. First, see within yourself, have you healed yourself properly? It will change the whole scenario of your relationship. This is wonderful. That one I was about to ask that what is one healing insight you wish that every parent of a teenager knew? So it is best kind of experience you gave right now. How can a parents balance their own growth and self care? It is also comes in it that the self care and own growth is very important for everybody to remain balanced.
the self care is a very, very important topic, right?
Very.
If I'm going to pour out of a cup or out of a glass of water, if I'm
Mm.
going to pour out water, the water
Right.
is going to run out of it. That's exactly how our energy as a parent is. We are managing multiple things at one point in time. Could be, you're managing work, you're managing your house, you're managing your own self, you're managing your children. And everything is demanding today because the
Yes.
pace of life that we are living, whether it's in a small city or in a big city, in a metro, wherever it is, the pace of life is very fast. So, what I always say is that take time out for self care, keep refilling your cup because you can never give from an empty cup. So, there are times when I need space for myself, I am okay to say no to my children because I need that time for my own self. I need time to recharge, I need time to recoup. And I think it's absolutely fine that every parent should be able to say that, okay, today this is not possible. Life is not just running around children. There are other aspects of life as well. Children are a very important part because when you bring children into the world, you're responsible for their well being because they are going to be further citizens that are going to shape the world forward.
The point which I was coming up, like how would the audience, those who are watching and they are in need of your healing, how will you give them the idea of connecting with you and how they can seek your help?
So I'm available on all major social media platforms, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. I can share a link on which they can connect with me so they can understand a little more about programs that I do. So I do one-to-one healings, I do consultations, I help my clients with essential oils, starting the journey of healing them their own selves. The fastest way for a state change is the olfactory system, which is the nose. So when you saw me do this, the nasal passage is what brings the fastest state change in the brain. So whether it is either you're feeling stressed or anxious or you're just feeling lethargic, whatever it may be, I use different oils so they can connect with me over there. You can share it with everyone in the chat. This link is through which they can just send a hi on any of the social media platforms. WhatsApp number is there, email ID is there. So anywhere, wherever they feel like connecting, they can definitely connect with us.
Yes. So, through this medium, what one message would you like to give to the audience as far as your healing and the relationships are concerned?
Two things is what I would like to say. One is work on your own self. Like I said, till you don't fill your own cup, until you don't keep your cup overflowing, you cannot give to anybody. Otherwise, you'll start depleting your energies, you'll start burning out. So take time out to heal yourself. And healing is not a luxury. Today, we spend lakhs and lakhs and lakhs of rupees on our medical treatment. Healing is something which comes naturally. So once you get into a state where you are ready to start releasing all the past baggage that you have, it starts showing up in your relationships, it starts showing up in terms of your work, in terms of your relationship with money, and overall you help blossom your life. Start working on your own self, and before you pass on the trauma to your children, we've drilled in half of the child into our mold. It's still time today. Even if we've drilled the entire child into the entire block into the round hole,
Same
it's
ship.
still okay. Allow the child to come out of it. Do not create those boundaries for the children. Do not stifle them further. Let them be in their own state. And
Right.
the last thing that I want to say is never let your present happiness be dependent on a future event. Whatever you have today, be happy with that. The happier you are, you will get more and more reasons to be happy. The more you crib, the more you are unhappy, you will get more and more reasons to be unhappy. So the universe, based on your energy, says tathastu. आप
Yes.
खुश होगे तो खुशी के कारण भी और मिलेंगे, तथास्तु। आप दुखी होगे तो दुख के कारण भी आपको और मिलेंगे।
These two wisdom nuggets were a real bang on to conclude our talk today. And it was a wonderful talking to you, Anirudh. And really, the audience loved it. This talk of yours will really bring some change in their perception, in their lifestyle, in their thoughts, and it will really bring a drastic change in a positive sense, and they will start changing their attitude towards their parenting styles, towards their work style, and towards their societal culture. When one is healed, he can impact the whole world and heal thousands of others also. So here Anirudh has really brought smiles on people's faces. Why? Because most of us are in our own minds. And with this kind of a podcast out here, we have brought in all people, those who are watching, and I request all of you that if you would like to connect with Anirudh, you have got to go to the comment section. There you'll find the links where you can directly connect with Anirudh and try to solve all your issues and make your life and family happy. With this, I would like to end it with a lovely quote: healing yourself first, the rest will come later. So, this is a lovely message which this podcast with Anirudh has helped us to understand and to have a very deeper insight into our lives. And thank you so much, Anirudh. We are so
Thank
blessed
you.
to have you.
Thank you,
Thank
Anita. It's been a pleasure being here and to talk to you and to your audience. And I hope that whatever we've discussed can start bringing in some change in the lives of people, into the
Sure.
lives of their own lives, the lives of the environment at home, and in the lives of their children.
Absolutely. Thank you, and all have a good day.